Welcome back to Bad Attitude C-10. Today we'll be starting to put the roll cage in our 67 C-10 pickup. The roll cage we'll be using is from Rhodes Race Car, and we picked it up in Arlington at Summit. In addition, we also bought some front down bars from Competition Engineering. A friend of mine down the road in a little town called Riesel named Michael Stewart will be helping me get the cage put in, and I'm lucky he was available and he fit me in his spare time. We first started out with Mike measuring our main hoop, which lucky for us we found out we weren't even going to have to cut, so that was pretty convenient. So Mike measured it and we marked the holes in the floor and cut the holes in the floorboard so we could drop the main hoop in the truck and figure out the measurements on it so he could put in some 3x3 outriggers. Here's one of the cuts he made in the floorboard for the main hoop to go down, and now he's cutting some of the 3x3 to use as our outriggers. After Mike tacked the outrigger on the driver's side for the rear main hoop, he noticed that it looked kind of crooked, so we tried using a level, but the bubble level was empty on the top, so we used our degree wheel that we're using on the cage bars, and we realized the truck wasn't setting level, so we went on ahead and jacked it up to kind of square it up. That way all our measurements would be correct. Once the outriggers were installed, Mike went on ahead and tack welded the main hoop into place. Once the main hoop was installed, we turned our attention to our halo bar. Once the halo bar was cut to length and test fitted, Mike began to fish mouth or notch the tubing. As you can tell, Mike doesn't use a tubing notcher, he uses a grinder, and every joint that he made was really clean and fit snug, so excellent work. Once he was happy with his fitment and had the bar level where he wanted it, he tacked the halo into place. Up next, Mike used a paint lid as a template for the hole to drill on the floor of the cab, this time for our A-pillar bars. The A-pillars that were furnished with the kit were made to go through the dash, but the way that they landed was right where a piece of the cab had a box. So instead of having to go through and cut the cab dash and then the floor of the cab and then the box frame beneath it, we went on ahead and went in front of it and used the extra outrigger bars that I had bought from Competition Engineering. Once the driver's side A-pillar bar was spit, Mike went on ahead and put the outrigger in. On day 2, Mike's daughter showed up to give us a hand, and it's kind of cool to see that her generations is also into trucks and stuff, and Mike's doing a 50 model Chevrolet pickup that she's got her eye on. With the fitment of both A-pillar bars now being correct, Mike went on ahead and tack welded them in and then began to measure the outriggers so he could box them in using a piece of 1x3. Once the 1x3s were tack welded in boxing our outriggers, Mike then turned his attention to cutting all of the spot welds he had originally done on the outriggers so we could lower down the cage. By lowering the cage down in this manner, Mike was able to completely weld all the way around not only the boxed in and outrigger portion of the frame, but the inside bars where the halo meets the main hoop and our A-pillar bars were as well. We had originally set the main hoop a little closer to the driver's side door frame than I would have liked it, because I was worried about the seal not fitting, but Mike was trying to give me as much room for the door bar that I would need to remain comfortable as a driver. So it's a pretty good deal, so he bumped it in 1/4 of an inch right here while it was easy and accessible to get to. From this viewpoint, you can see exactly how easy it was for Mike to get access to the welds on the main hoop, the halo, and the A-pillar bars. With all the inside welds completed, we put a jack on both sides of the frame, and Mike leveled everything up and tack welded the outrigger bars back into the truck. So that's going to bring us to a stopping point on the cage for today, but please join us next time when we finish it out. And always, please like and subscribe.